Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Les Brown's Motivational Monday Night Call, your place for motivation and inspiration from world-renowned speaker, author, coach, Mr. Les Brown, featuring his platinum speakers. My name is Dr. Stacey N.C. Grant, and it is my privilege to be your host for tonight's call. I'd like to welcome all of our new callers for their very first time tuning in and invite you to come back again and bring a friend. To our faithful participants, we appreciate your presence, your voice, and your participation as we are all a part of building voices of hope all over this planet, making a difference and presenting ourselves in a way that this world is better because we were here. Mr. Brown shares with us constantly that there's greatness inside of you, and that greatness is what we want to touch tonight. We want to celebrate, we want to lift it up, and we want to engage in a conversation that will allow you to take deliberate action on your goals and your dreams. So welcome to tonight's call. Now, due to popular demand on our roundtable series, we're going to continue the power conversation. For those of you that were here before, last week, you had a chance to listen to the insight given by the Moore guy, Mr. Wade Randolph, none other than Reverend Janine Macklin, and Dr. Anthony T. Latson, as well as myself. And with the overwhelming response, we decided that we would come back and continue our roundtable discussion tonight, focused on one of our power words, which is consistency. So let me welcome our other Platinum family members who are here. Reverend Janine Macklin, are you on the line?
I am on the line, Stacey N.C. Grant. How are you?
I am awesome. Great to hear your voice. And how about Wade the Moore guy? Mic check, mic check.
Say if you always want to do more, achieve more, and have more, then tune in to this call. So I'm here.
Yes.
All right. There we go. That's what I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen. And Dr. Anthony T. Latson, are you in the building? Is our table complete?
Yes, ma'am. I'm here. I'm fired up. And the doctor is in the house.
Awesome, awesome. Well, I'm excited about our conversation. I'm excited about the fact that we have new listeners who have tuned in. They've recently heard Mr. Brown live. The travel schedule is picking up for the rest of the year. And I want to invite everyone to stay connected at lesbrown.com. That's lesbrown.com to get information on the upcoming trainings and programs where you can see Mr. Brown live, particularly in LA in May 27th and 28th will be the next big one with the First Family of Motivation. So make sure you visit lesbrown.com for further information and visit the Facebook page, brown.les, that's brown.les, for insight and additional words of inspiration that Mr. Brown shares directly there. But tonight, I wanted to get into a conversation around consistency. And I was reading a quote that inspired this discussion as we share our thoughts and pour into you tonight. And I ask you to open up your hearts and lend us your ears for a few words that you may consider as you move forward with your goals and your dreams. And that quote says, consistent action creates consistent results. Young lady named Christine Kane shared that consistent action creates consistent results. When you hear that and when you think about the power of consistency, I'm going to go to Mr. Wade Randolph, the Moore guy. What comes up for you and what has been your experience with consistency?
You know, when I think of consistency, Stacey, I think of having habits that move you forth to your goals. So you have to ask yourself, what habits do you have? Do you have habits that support you? Do you have habits that empower you? Or do you have habits that limit you, that keep you in the back, that keep you struggling? Sometimes you've got to let go of what you've been doing and looking for new ways to do something, new steps that you take daily that lead you from step A to step Z of a habit that empowers you to get your goal.
I love it. And the habit is key. And a lot of times we want to skip over that because you can't do it one day and then do it a week later and then 2 months later and expect to see that result. So that is a wonderful way to open up our meal tonight that we are sharing with everyone, the power of habit in keeping consistent with your goals and your dreams. Reverend Janine Macklin, what say you on the word consistency?
You know, I'm tag teaming on the Moore guy, and he calls them habits. I just happen to call them practices that you are willing to step into and consistently do on a regular basis for the results that you want to see in your life. Whether it's our exercising, whether it's our meditation, whether it's our plan of action on our business, that is what we do day by day, moment by moment, that's ultimately going to lead us to the results that we want to see. So I am completely in agreement, whether it's habit or practice, that there's those things that we do regularly and consistently.
I love it. I love it. So the practice, it just becomes a part of who you are, a part of your nature.
Right.
Now, when we listen to you share about the practice and Wade share about the habit, I'm curious, Dr. Anthony T. Lasson, the person that's listening that says, well, you know, I feel that I have certain practices, that there's things that I've been doing, but I'm not getting the results. Where do you feel there's something that can hold up and ground their experience with consistency that might just need a little adjustment for them to see the results?
Well, one thing that I come across is your mindset. If you have the right mindset, consistency will flow. But the mindset that you have to be in the right area of what you're trying to achieve. Because if you want success, you have to have successful thoughts. And if you don't have the successful thoughts, you're just going to be floating around saying, I want success. And you don't have any consistency to achieve that goal that you're going after. So I would say you have to have your mindset to achieve that goal of success. But let's be honest. If you have that mindset, I can't do it, you're not going to do it. But if you have that mindset to be consistent on achieving that goal and doing everything you need to do for that goal to be successful, your mindset has to change. So I would say you have to have mindset.
Absolutely, and that is key, and that's part of the core of what Mr. Les Brown has created for decades with the presentations, with his training, with his ability to inspire lives. It's changing that mindset and being around individuals where you can have conversations that lift your thinking and expand your mindset to new ways of operating. And Jim Rohn put it really well when he said success is neither magical or mysterious. Success is the natural consequence of consistently applying basic fundamentals. And that's powerful. It's not a special little formula that we're going to inject in you. It's the ability to do the fundamentals consistently day in and day out until you achieve the results that you want. So Reverend Janine Macklin, now we're in the meal. We're getting past the appetizer now. We're going a little deeper into this word consistency. This sounds really wonderful, and it sounds amazing that if you keep doing the work that you'll see the results. But what happens when it gets hard? When life shows up and starts to shift your focus and interrupt your plan of action, how do you remain consistent?
That's a good question, because it can get tough, and there's a tendency to want to give up. There's a tendency to want to stop. But what I like to do is refer back to the evidence of what I've already seen through my efforts of being consistent. So if I can remember the result of, for example, going to the gym and exercising and seeing what happens when I get the final report from the doctor, if I can remember the solutions that happen and unfold for me when I've been working with my coach, if I can remember what happens in my time of stillness and meditation and hold on to that. And sometimes I have to write that down to remember it, and I can go back to it. And in the midst of that storm, be able to say, if I just do this one thing and hold on to it, it will bring me the results that I'm looking for.
Oh, that is a tweet. That's my inner Oprah coming out. That you write this down.
Because we have evidence in our life.
Taking notes. What did you say, Reverend Macklin?
I just said we have evidence in our life, and we forget that when we're in the midst of the storm. We forget that a prayer was answered last week or just yesterday. We forget that there was a solution that was offered. We forget. And so we can remember the evidence of what's already showed up and just hold on to maybe one thing and do that one thing. Then we'll be able to stay on track.
That is powerful, truly. I hope everyone is writing this down, the evidence of what you have already seen from the results. And that's important. When you're moving through this journey, as we have these conversations, as you listen to a speaker or a trainer or a coach, and you're inspired by the words, or you take the information, it's more than just inspiration, but you move it to a place where you can enact those results. Chronicle and write down, journal, follow the keys that have been your success, what Reverend Janine Macklin just mentioned, the evidence, because all of us have something. We've gone through something, we're going through something, and if none of those have happened yet, keep living because you're about to hit something. So make sure you write down the evidence so that you can stay strong through the storm. Yes. And I'm going to go right over to the Moore guy because he has a book that he actually talks about staying strong through the storm. And Wade, tell us a little bit about what you've noticed as you've been working with individuals and doing corporate training and helping them to stay strong. What's been some of your secret sauce, as I would say, in the fundamentals of staying strong through the storm?
You know, sometimes when I work with people, you have to remind them not to create their own mind prison. And you say, what's a mind prison? A mind prison is when we don't learn anything from the challenge that we have just encountered, that we say, I'm stuck and I can't move forward, that we give up. And in order to get out of that prison that you have self-created, sometimes you got to ask yourself, what have I learned from this? What other insight can I get? Who has done this that I need to read, that I need to call, that can study? Sometimes you got to be willing to get a power partner that gives you a greater perspective to move you forth, to let that mind prison that you've created find the right key of positively to open that door and let you keep marching forth instead of dragging you backwards.
I love it. Get out of that mind prison. Break those chains and find someone that you can invest in, the power partner, someone who believes and can sometimes see a bigger vision for yourself than you can see. I believe it was Les that had shared, and a lot of us use this quote, that you can't always see the picture when you're in the frame. So you need somebody else who can allow you to look past the current circumstance, to touch on the evidence that we just mentioned, and allow you to keep being consistent in accomplishing your goals and your dreams. And Dr. Anthony Lasson, what do you find as you've been working with individuals on keeping a positive outlook and attitude and taking it to the next level with the power partners? What's worked the best for helping an individual stay consistent for you?
Well, what I come across, once again, these powerful speakers that I'm on the phone with, they can agree. Once you can convince them that it's possible to achieve their dreams and goals, it's possible to lose weight, it's possible to start that business that they have inside their heart. Once you can convince them that, they will start the process of going after it, the success principle, and being consistent, doing those things consistently, that end result, that picture that they have in mind of what success looks like. Because if you don't have an image of what success looks like, you will never go to that place. Because if you don't see it, you cannot become it. Because if you don't know where you're going, how you know when you get there? So one thing that I would tell everybody, if you can see the success that you want to have and you want to become, you got to be consistent on the blueprint of going after that success. Because if it takes you 4 steps to get to your end result, you can't take 3 steps and get upset and say, well, why am I not here? It takes 4 steps to get there. So if you change your mind saying that it takes me 4 steps to get to my end result, my goal, and you only take 10 steps and you get upset, man, I'm not even there yet. and then you quit. No, you can't quit because the blueprint says you have to take 4 steps before you would get your reward. But if you take 2 steps and give up, that's on you. So I tell everybody, change their mindset and give them an image of success and tell them it's possible for a dream with the blueprint. You have the success. Just endure and be consistent on the process. Because it takes a process to get to the end result. You cannot have it overnight.
Absolutely. And I want to now move into the next part of it because we've touched on not only the habits, the practice, the mindset. We're talking about the evidence of what you've already seen to give you the strength to keep moving forward, getting out of the mind prison and aligning yourself with the right people. But then it's also a level of making sure that once you're in the groove, that people can depend on your work ethic, your level of consistency, because you can inspire somebody else to do the same. People don't always listen to what you say. They appreciate what you do, but they imitate the actions and behaviors of the individuals around them. And I have gotten into this football life, not willingly. Let me just say that publicly. My kids play, and that was the last sport that I wanted them to play because, of course, as a helicopter mom, I did not want my children to be injured. But I started to look at some of the people who have become very popular in that particular sport and their work ethic. And Emmitt Smith was a player that I started to watch, and he's, retired now, I believe, but he said something that was really interesting. He said consistency is one of the hallmarks of his career, that you knew what you were going to get out of me or get out of E. Smith every game. He said every year, no matter if I was 22, 21, or 25 or 35 years old, that there was a level of consistency that he was known for, that was a hallmark. And to say that consistency is a hallmark of your career, that is quite a bit to digest. And I would like to ask the three of you, how have you seen consistency frame where you currently are and the success that you've been able to accomplish as a result of being consistent? Wade, we'll go to you first.
I'm sorry, did you say Wade?
No, I sure did. You read my mind, my brother.
Don't become satisfied. All growth is at the end, at the edge of your comfort zone. So you have to ask yourself, how much more can I push myself to the next level? What will that next level be, not only for me, but for the people around me? If I move and keep moving towards my goal, how will that affect not only me, my family, but for future generations to come? What keeps you moving forward? You got to have a big dream, because with a small dream, you don't move anywhere. With a big dream, it's like ammunition. It's like putting gas in your car. You keep moving towards it. But don't only focus on you, focus on how you will make the difference in others' lives as you move forward. That's what gets me up in the morning. That's what gets me fired up. That's what makes me want to be on this call with Stacey N.C. Grant and Dr. Janine Macklin and Anthony Latson, because I'm making a difference, that I'll make a difference in their life, hopefully, and make a difference in everyone else's life as I move forward, called this journey called life.
Absolutely. I love it. So moving forward and just the joy in walking in your divine assignment allows you to stay consistent. I love it. I love it. I love it. Let's move on over to you, Anthony Latson.
Well, one thing I want to let everybody know, that there's purpose in the process. There's purpose in the process, because when you're being consistent, life is going to happen. Life is telling you that you really want your dream. You say you want your dream. I'm going to test you to see if you qualify for your dream. And life's going to give you a hit. And if you stand, you can have your dream. But there's, in the process that you go through to obtain that dream, you got to go through some stuff. And there's purpose in the process. Because if you don't, like Mr. Randolph said, if you don't learn from what you go through, you you're going to go through it over and over and over again. And like I said, life is going to test you to see if you qualify to achieve your dream. So I'm telling everybody there's purpose in the process. And sometimes another piece, you might have some pain going through that process to get to that purpose of your dream. You have to
Absolutely.
understand it's a process.
There's purpose in the process. I love it. And we can't skip over it. Oh, how I would have loved to skip over a few things that have happened on the journey. But it's made me who I am today, and it's allowed the kind of growth that I've experienced that you can't get. You can't cheat life out of the lessons that it needs to teach you. And there is purpose in the process. So let's round it off. Reverend D. Macklin.
Yes. I just want to piggyback on what Anthony was saying in the fact that we want to recognize that it's a process. Sometimes we want to get from point A to point D, and we don't want to go through B and C. And so what's helped me in being consistent and working with clients and serving is to recognize, as much as I may want to go straight to D, that there's not only purpose, but there's value, there's wisdom, there's growth in B and C. And so it becomes so significant for me to make sure that I do A, B, C, and D. And that I appreciate each one of those steps along the way, that I don't think one is less than, one's not important, one's not good enough, that each and every one of them is offering me an opportunity to grow. It's offering me an opportunity to expand. It's offering me an opportunity to transform. And without B and C, D really won't matter.
There you go. I love it. And ladies and gentlemen, I really hope, my friends, that you are taking notes, that this is just reminding you of some things that you may have already heard, that you might know, but you needed to hear it again tonight. You needed confirmation in this conversation that where you are is where you were designed to be at this moment. And if you keep moving, if you don't stop, that you will accomplish the very things that you've set out for. I saw a cute little name tag floating around on a post somewhere in social media, and it said, "Hello, my name is Consistency. I make it happen day in and day out. You might not know my good friend Success, but we're always hanging out." I thought that was the most adorable thing when I saw it, because it's the truth. Day in and day out, if you keep moving. And sometimes you're going to move when it's not convenient. When I heard Ben's voice tonight as we celebrate his birthday, another year on the planet, as he is fighting through dealing with dis-ease in his body that causes great pain and discomfort, he doesn't make excuses. He keeps pushing forward. He's consistent with living his dream. And I can relate to that, because even during this moment, as we are having this roundtable discussion, I am on fire like a lobster, because I had an allergic reaction, and I am feeling pain and discomfort, but I wasn't going to let that stop me from being consistent with the commitment for our work tonight, because you get joy, energy, and relief from doing the thing that you are called to do. So wherever you are right now, wherever you are pushing towards this ending of the first quarter of the year, remember the habits, remember the practice, remember to work on constantly up-leveling your mindset. Look back and journal and chronicle the evidence of what you've already seen from the results you've had previously. Break out of the mind prison, and remember, there is purpose in the process. There's so much that we shared tonight that I pray is deposited inside your subconscious, so you unconsciously live the greatness that's inside of you. And with that being said, I want to have everyone just let folks know how they can stay connected. How can they continue this conversation with you individually and with us collectively? I will share how you can log on and find us in a group on Facebook as well as the website. So we will, ladies first. My sister, you go right ahead.
I was switching from mute to not mute, so I heard ladies first. So is that me?
Yes.
That's me? Okay, I'm just checking.
That would be
What
you.
did she mean by that?
Okay, I know the guys are like, we're the only guys here, right? Okay. So you can reach me at www.spirit spiritandriches.com. www.spiritandriches.com. And I have a wonderful free gift for you. So if you will text to the number 21777, and in the subject, simply put manna, MANNA. And that's a wonderful free gift download on healing your relationship with money for success.
Awesome. Thank you so much, and thank you for being here and sharing in this round table about our power word of the day, consistency. And I'll move over to you. You're welcome. The more guy.
You know, Dr. Janine Macklin just made me aware of something that is very important, is always be of service. So I want to be of service to the callers. I have a book called Staying Strong Through the Storm, and I'm going to give the people that are interested the first few chapters of the book if they send me an email to wade@themoreguy.com, Wade, W-A-D-E, at THEMOREGUY.com. And again, the first 2-3 chapters of Staying Strong Through the Storm is yours. Just send me an email with your name and saying Les Brown's Motivational Call.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Wade. And over to you, Mr. Latson.
Yes. You can contact me at www.dranthonytlatson.com. That's dranthonytlatson.com. And I'm in a giving spirit also because I love to give, and everybody else gave. I will give a free 20-minute coaching session. And yes, I said free 20-minute coaching session if you just text the word Anthony at 718-395-5522. That's text the word Anthony at 718-395-5522, and you get a free coaching session. And I just love to help people. I love to help people.
Did you say free? Did you say free, F-R-E-E?
Yeah,
free?
See, that's one thing that I love. Free coaching session, because I love to help people, and I know people need to get that answer to design their life. Because if you at a job that you don't like, you got a plan in your heart and a dream in your heart, I can help you. Only if you want help.
Excellent. Well, we appreciate that. And, since we're doing the round of gifts, I will do the same. And I will offer everyone a copy of my Beast Mode Decoded. If you want to stay consistent and stay in the space of constantly moving forward, just a little something for you that you can download right on your smartphone, tablet, computer to keep you moving. And all you have to do is text the word sunshine, because that's how I begin everything, with the joy of sunshine. Text the word sunshine to 718-303-2966. And being that I am on a little medication, let me make sure I gave you the right number. 303-2966. So that's 718-303-2966, and text the word sunshine, and that'll get you access to a free download of our Beast Mode Decoded. And we have about 3 minutes that we can open up the line if you all are available to take any comments or questions from our audience. And I would invite everyone. Okay, great. And I'm going to invite everyone to visit lesbrown.com once again so that you can find out about upcoming programs and events, and to go on Facebook at brown.les. That's brown.les on Facebook. So stand by, ladies and gentlemen, if you have a question and or comment on tonight's roundtable discussion.
All callers are unmuted. All callers are muted and may unmute themselves by pressing *6.
Stacy, can you
Yes,
hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you. Go right ahead.
This is mine, the beautiful young lady. What was her website address again? www.spiritandriches.com?
Yes, Spirit and Riches, R-I-C-H-E-S.
Okay, very good. Very good. Thank you, Stacy.
Excellent, and thank you, Myra, for being here. Yes, my Ben.
Hi. First of all, I want to thank you, all of you, for your amazing roundtable speech. And I have a comment, that I wanted to add something about the fruits of consistency. Like you said, I watched this week, I think it was yesterday, I watched some video online, and it was by a Orthodox rabbi here in Israel, and it is someone that also is involved in self-development. And suddenly I started to hear him tell some stories that sounded familiar to me. And I thought to myself, wow, that's Mr. Brown's story. And he told about Mrs. Mamie Brown and his, childhood in Florida and everything. And after that, he quoted Mr. Brown, when he always says that if life knocks you down, that you should look up, because if you can look up, you can get up. And I was blown away because, your efforts in spreading Mr. Brown's message has gone, even to those places, to people that, not necessarily are logging in every Monday to join into this call, but it's spreading word to mouth, like fire. And
Wow.
It's really amazing, And tomorrow I'm also going to a self-development seminar with that person, and I'm going to mention to him, I'm going to tell him about this conversation as well.
Oh, that is awesome. Well, thank you for sharing that. And that's the power in doing this work and sharing our stories, that it can inspire lives globally. So even there in Israel, Les Brown's words, his story, the passion that he lives with each and every day to change lives can be felt all the way over there. And what time is it over there, Ben?
Right now it's 2:30 a.m.
Wow.
2:30 a.m. You are the man. Thank you so much, my friend, and happy birthday again. And thank you for your support and always being here. You're welcome. So we have time for about two more callers. If you have a question, comment for any of us, or just something you want to share before we close down our Roundtable Power Talk tonight.
Hello.
Hello, you're live.
Thank you. I enjoyed you all. You all were so informative tonight. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, but who are you? We can't say hi because we don't know your name.
I'm from heaven. My name is Ezra.
Hi, Deborah. Well, welcome, and we're glad that you were here and you enjoyed. What did you enjoy, and what was the most impactful part of our conversation for you and where you are in your life right now?
My name is Ezra, like Ezra in the Bible, with an S in front of it.
Oh, Ezra. Okay. Awesome.
Yes. What was most powerful for me? There's purpose in the process. And I wrote down life will bully, life will bluff, bully, and sometimes test you to see how much you want your dreams.
Excellent, excellent. Well, thank you for sharing that, and you keep showing up again and again and again, and you take from life what is due you. We're excited about your journey and for you to keep us posted along the way. That's the importance of the work that Mr. Brown and all of us do, is to see the traction and the results that you get in your life. So thank you for taking the time to share those words with us.
Thank you so much. I had one question.
Sure.
I was trying to write down Mr. Anthony's number. Was it 781?
Yes, it's
Go
718. Yes,
Okay.
718-395-5522.
22. Okay,
Yes.
thank you so much, Mr. Anthony.
Yeah,
I'd like to add a
text
comment.
the word Anthony.
Okay, awesome. And I hear someone wanted to add a comment before we wind down. Go right ahead.
Yeah, my name is Adrian Starks from Seattle, Washington. Hi, Stacy. How you doing?
Hey, Adrian. How you doing, my friend?
Hey, I'm doing absolutely wonderful. And I just want to say you guys are just absolutely a blessing to everybody. There was something that stood out to me that Anthony said about having the mindset of success. And it reminded me of a quote that Abraham Lincoln said, that if you give me 8 hours to chop down a tree, I'll take 6 hours of my time sharpening my axe. And it's all about preparation. You know, how much time are we spending on ourselves, on the things we need to do? And through that process, we grow. And I want to say something about growing. You know, the word grow, get real on winning. You know, are you willing to grow? Are you willing to win? and fight for your life, because it's all about consistency. So thank you guys for that reminder.
Absolutely, Adrian, and I appreciate your commitment, your work ethic, and your voice that you are sharing, and those lives that will be touched because you are consistent, that you're studying full, and that is the kind of work that will yield the results. So congratulations to you. Thank you for continuously being here and being a part of this conversation. So I'll take one more, and then we are going to wind down for tonight and allow you to go digest the meal that we have served up for you today. So who else is on the line ready to speak? I saw someone trying to unmute, but don't worry. If you don't get through tonight, there will be next week. We'll have another opportunity by grace, so stand by, everyone.
All callers are muted.
Thank you once again for joining Les Brown's Motivational Monday Night Call, your place for motivation and inspiration, sponsored by world-renowned speaker, author, coach, Mr. Les Brown, featuring his platinum speakers. On behalf of Mr. Wade Randolph, Reverend Janine Macklin, Dr. Anthony T. Lanson, and myself, Dr. Stacey N.C. Graham, we want to thank you for being here, sharing your time and your comments, and we look forward to being with you again next time, same place, same time. Thank you, my family, and everyone have a great night. Bye-bye.